Our trade on international paper has made more than 400% profit so far. So if you've been lucky enough to have discovered this channel 2 weeks ago, you know that we shared our trade in this video we published 2 weeks ago. When we analyzed the data on May 7th, when the stock hit a strong resistance and price got rejected down with this very long candlestick shadow or candle wick. So many people were scared because they were following technical analysis with this bearish signal and selling. But we followed our data analysis of unusual option activity. So we were buying, going long, bullish, trading against the resistance, hitting new highs now. So if you missed our video 2 weeks ago, we'll put a link at the top here. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on these profitable opportunities anymore. Now, how much profit did this trade make exactly? Let's take a look at the trade in more detail. You can see this was the trade here, the 45 strike calls and the 50 strike calls. And since international paper is now trading at $45, these calls are now in the money, which is why they are very profitable. And you can see on the profit loss diagram here, $219 of profit per trade. And we had only spent $50 each. So a calculation of the profit, $219 divided by 50 times 100 for a percentage is 438% profit in 2 weeks. So since this one trade made 438% profit, we can actually lose the next 4 trades and still be net profitable because each of our trades have a maximum loss of 100%. You can see here, if we had lost on this trade, would have lost the entire $50 on this trade. Okay, so this one winning trade of 438%, if we had lost 4 trades in the next 4, we would lose 400% because each trade is 100%. And so you can see this is still a net positive gain of 38%. Now, if you've been following our work, you know that we don't lose 4 times in a row, more like the opposite. And that's why we increase our profits by diversifying our portfolio with more of these types of possible insider trades with unusual option activity. So go to our website. We'll put a link at the top here. If you want to gain access to better trade ideas to increase your profit potential. Because the most important thing is that when we do win, we win a lot more than when we lose. And we do this by setting up strategies with a favorable risk to reward ratio. You can see on this trade, when we initially set it up, we were risking $50 to potentially make, you can see max profit $450. So the reward is much higher than the risk, right? $450 reward, profit, risk 50. So that's one of our strategies, is to always make sure we have a very favorable risk to reward. Now, even now, we can see that our profit of $219 currently, if our max profit is $450, you can see on the blue line here, which is shown over here, the max profit, you can see that $450 of max profit subtracted by our current profit of $219, that means we could potentially make another $231. So this is about a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio here, where we could potentially lose $219, the entire profits, or we could gain $231. So the risk reward very close to 1-to-1, and so that is why we started to trim our position and started to take some profits, because the risk to reward is not so favorable on the reward side, just slightly. And another reason why we started to take profits and trim our position is because of the new data. That's what we do. We always analyze and follow the data. We are very data dependent. And when you take a look at the options time and sales tape here, you can see that on the last trading day, May 24th, the October 18 options, 45 strike calls, the biggest trades happening. These are the same trades that we are also in, and they are being traded, right? And so when you take a look at the chain for these October 18 options, where we have still some positions here at the 45 strike calls right here, there was a total of 4,000 contracts being traded, right? So these could be closing trades, or they could be opening trades. It's not very clear, the data here, because the open interest is 11,000. Okay, so not every website or scanner out there can read this data correctly. Most of them are simply automated for a quick output without thinking like a wealthy investor, which is why we put a lot of time to manually analyze this type of data to make sure it makes sense with the mindset of a wealthy investor who makes better financial decisions, which is why the rich get richer. And by following their trade decisions on Wall Street, we can also make money too. So this is another real example proving we keep winning with our data analysis and strategies, because we can accurately analyze unusual option activity. So if you're sick and tired of losing consistently, witnessing losses after losses, or perhaps you're not losing, but you're stuck at break even for the longest time, and you want to know what's the secret to becoming profitable, then go to our website. We'll put a link over here where you can learn more and gain access to more of these types of possible insider trades with a higher chance of profit. If you missed our initial analysis and strategy video on this trade 2 weeks ago on this day, we'll put a link over here where you can learn how we predicted this stock rally, trading against the resistance to make 438% profit now. Please smash the like button. Take care and have a great weekend.